some noise. Let me hear you.
Fellas, if y'all ready to praise, I'm gonna need you to make some noise right now. Let's go.
All right, fellas, make some noise if you came to praise. Let me hear you, fellas. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all one more chance. Fellas, make some noise in the place. Come on. Okay. All right, where my leaders at? My leaders in the building? If my leaders came to praise, let me hear you make some noise. Okay, we gonna sing. So all my fellas, let me hear you say. You gonna help them out, boy? This is what I want y'all to say. Say, I will bless the Lord.
I will bless the Lord. I will bless the Lord.
Come on, fellas.
I will bless the Lord.
Here we go.
Say, I will bless the Lord. I will bless the Lord. I will bless the Lord.
All right.
I will bless the
All right, ladies, where you at? Say, I will bless the Lord. I will bless the Lord. Say, I will bless the Lord. Say, I will bless the Lord. Say, I will bless the Lord. I will bless the Lord. Say, I will bless the Lord. Okay, where my leaders at in the building? Say,
I will bless the Lord. 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 Say, I will bless the Lord. I will bless the Lord.
yeah.
I will bless the Lord.
Everybody, come
Say,
on.
I will bless the
Let's say it together.
Everybody say, I will bless the Lord.
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 I will bless the
Say,
Lord.
I will bless the Lord.
I will bless the
Say,
Lord.
I will bless the Lord.
I will bless the Lord.
Say, I will bless the Lord.
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 Say, I will bless the Lord. He has done great.
He has done great things for me, so I will.
He has done great.
He has done great things for me, so I will.
He has done great.
He has done great things for me, so I will.
He has done great.
He has done great things for me, so I will.
He has done great.
He has done great
He
things for
keeps
me.
blessing me.
He has done great
He
things for
keeps
me.
keeping me.
He has done great
He
things
keeps
for me.
blessing me.
He has done great
He
things
has
for me.
done great.
He has done great things for me.
He has done great things for me, so I will. He has done. Oh, say bless the.
Come on, bless the Lord in this place. God has been so good to us. Raise your hand if God has been good to you. He's been so good. And we're going to sing this song. Some of you may have heard it on Sunday. Ryan, come on up here. But he has been better than good. Somebody in here could have lost their mind if it wasn't for God. Can you clap your hands for that? You could have lost your mind, but we thank God that he has been good. Amen. God, we bless you. Right here.
I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praises shall continually be in my mind. No matter what I see or how I feel, as long as I'm breathing, oh yes, I'm breathing, I'll bless the Lord. As long as I'm breathing, oh yes, I'm breathing, I'll bless the Lord.
Come on, let's sing that together. Say, I will bless
the Lord at all times, and his praises shall continually be in my mouth. No matter what I see or how I feel, as long as I'm breathing, oh yes, I'm breathing, I'll bless the Lord. As long as I'm breathing, oh yes, I'm breathing, I'll bless the Lord. Magnify the Lord with me.
and us exalt.
Let us exalt his name together.
Let's lay down
our crowns and lift up his name.
do it together.
situations you've been in. I know some of the places you've been. And I know that some of y'all could have been dead. I know some of y'all were rolling with the wrong crew and you could have been dead. I know some of y'all been in a situation where you're like, that should have took my whole mind. But God kept me. Does anybody have a testimony in here that said, God kept me when I could have went crazy, when I wanted to commit suicide, when bullets were flying? He was literally the one who kept me. So when I say I could have been dead, I could have been sleeping in my grave, I could have lost my mind. But God has been better than good to me. Can you shout a shout of praise of God been better than good to you? Okay, we about to sing this again, and I want y'all all singing it together and letting God know, I understand I could have been dead. I understand I could have lost my mind. But you've been better? Hey, let's go. Come on, y'all.
Hey, come on, clap your hands.
Let's go.
Say, I should have been dead.
I should have been dead. Better than good to me.
I'm coming down y'all block. I'm coming down y'all block.
I should have lost my mind.
Should have lost my mind. Better than good.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Say it again. Say, I should have been dead.
I should have been dead.
I should have been dead.
Should have been dead.
I should have been dead.
Should have been dead.
I should have been dead. Should have lost my mind.
Lost my mind.
Should have lost my mind.
Lost my mind.
Should have lost my mind. Should have lost my mind. Put those hands together like this. If you're grateful for the goodness of the Lord.
Okay, one last time. Make some noise for Jesus. I love it. Well, welcome to the Outsiders. You can take your seats. You can take your seats. Yo, we crazy in love with Jesus. You see it in the back. Because we understand that where our joy comes from, where our light comes from, where our peace comes from. If you could do me a favor, go ahead and turn my house lights all the way up. I wanted to see my family turn them up as bright as they can go in both spots. Y'all look good, okay? Not only did he keep your mind, not only did you show up here, are you alive, but you look good. And I'm so grateful you're here. If you don't know, I'm Elder TC. And it's my privilege to be able to serve you guys and lead this ministry. And tonight, we have something very, very special. Usually we have to sit down. It was not on the schedule today. We were not supposed to do the sit down, but some of the teens hit me and said, hey man, there's been some stuff we've been going through. And I always told y'all, this is whose church? This is your church. So if you bring something to me like, can we please hit this? And one of the things was parental relationships. That was like, man, a lot of us deal with these toxic relationships. A lot of us, we're dealing with stress in our lives, but it's from the people we live with. And I can't exactly get out of the situation. So how do I deal with that? I had one person that said she was in a situation that she wanted to talk to her mom about, but she was so scared that her mom would flip out on her, that she didn't even feel comfortable going to her and telling her, hey, I'm in something that I need your help with, but because I'm afraid of your response, I can't even tell you. Has anybody ever felt like that before? Like, I can't even talk to my parents because how they gonna flip out? I see you. I've been like that when I was your age for sure. So we're gonna talk about it tonight. And I brought some backup in the house. Yes, sir. So, hey, this is called, I said it's a special edition because it's the sit down with the elders. And we've never had, you got Elder TC leading, but you got 3 other elders in the room with so much wisdom, so much wealth, and I can't wait for this conversation to go. So without further ado, first coming to the stage is Elder Ratcliffe. He is our emotional health pastor. He hits everything from mental health, raise kids. He's here for us. Also coming to our stage is our one and only Elder Beloved.
Yeah.
I love it. Elder Beloved, if you don't know, already works with us here in the Outsider, raised over 5 kids and got a wealth of knowledge. And our last one coming to the panel, y'all know him. Y'all may have trained with him. He may have got your body right. Elder Coleman is coming to the stage. Some of y'all know him as Coach Coleman. So listen, when I tell you the wealth of knowledge that is here between these three is on another level. Each of them have raised kids, and most of them have grown kids. And so I want y'all to pay attention. This is not just for them to talk. This is an opportunity for y'all to ask questions. All the questions you've been like, hey, I hear y'all about this Jesus thing, but I got a real question about this. How do I deal with this? This is when you ask that, okay? So we call this a sit down because we get to sit down and simply have a conversation. But I'm not running the show. I'm not leading it. You guys said you wanted this. You guys submitted the questions. All the questions tonight are from you guys, but you can add to the questions. And without further ado, I'm gonna put it in Ryan's hand. You take it away.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? You guys just gonna talk back to me. How are y'all doing?
Okay, she's
Okay,
screaming.
I'm think y'all doing
She
good.
can scream.
All right, before we even get into it, y'all, I want to ask a question. What's something all black parents say?
Or if you
Just
don't have
yell
a
it
black
out.
parent, what's something your parent always says?
Just yell it out, y'all.
Just scream it out. I'm not one of your little friends. I've heard that a couple
Don't
times.
be running in and out of my house.
Yeah, I've heard that a couple times.
All right, on that sense, y'all ever just feel like y'all parents don't be understanding y'all? Like, just dumb stuff. Like, you want to talk to them about something and they just not even gonna understand. But, how many teens feel like y'all parents don't understand y'all? Just raise your hand. That's most of the room. All right, I want to ask a question. If y'all bold enough, why do y'all feel like y'all parents don't understand y'all?
Wait, say it one more time.
Why don't y'all feel like y'all parents understand y'all?
Because they're from a different generation.
That's good.
I saw you wanted to go.
Because I feel like if I tell them something, they're going to yell at me or something.
I understand that. Anybody else?
Antonio?
Like if you tell them they gonna punish you or something like that, get a whooping, all that stuff.
Armani?
They don't know how to take criticism.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna have a runner right here that's gonna be running the mic to y'all, so she's gonna be helping us out.
Right here. Raise your hand.
They're like, wait, can you go to,
Because they think they're right in every situation.
Okay. Oh, I heard an amen.
in the Bible it says like each generations get like weaker but wiser, and I feel like that's like really happening with all the bullyism and stuff. And like when I try to talk to my mom about it, like she doesn't like, I don't feel like she doesn't really understand it.
For me, I feel like when your parent has something set in their mind, like an answer or something, that's always going to be the answer and it's not going to change. Well, that's for me at least.
Me personally, like I play sports, and people who do extracurricular activities, after you come home for doing a sport, it's like you don't want to do nothing. And then when you get home, you got a whole bunch to do, especially from your parents. So they feel like you being lazy, but at the same time, you went through school, basketball practice again, yelled at your coach, and come home.
And you just
again.
tired.
Yeah, basically.
Yep. I feel that. All right, y'all. So the next question is, what do you do when your parent won't listen to you? Like when you're trying to talk to them and like talk to them and reach out, but they just won't listen and they won't understand you. What do you do in that situation? If anybody want to answer on the panel or in the audience.
I go to my auntie about it.
You talk to your auntie? Okay.
Leave it alone.
You just leave it, you don't even handle it.
Nope,
Okay.
I just leave it alone.
I tell my mom never mind and just go talk to God.
Okay. Now for the elders, y'all was once kids, so what did y'all do when your parent didn't listen to you? Or if your parent didn't listen to you? Okay, go ahead.
I walk away or I call my godmom.
Okay.
I can't walk away.
When I was a teen, when I didn't feel like I could speak to my mom about something or she wouldn't listen to me, I just went to the streets to get my answers.
All right, so yeah, one of the answers, elders can answer that question.
What do you do? What do I do when my parents won't listen to me?
Or what did you do?
Oh yeah, what did you do? Because you're not a kid anymore, so what did you do?
What did I do? Well, I did what the young lady said. I went to my friends and talked it out to them. But I did have a couple of people in my family that an auntie and an uncle who I could go to and tell on, especially in front of my mother, because I knew they would handle it right then and there. So you have to have somebody to go to.
Okay. So basically, you're saying like you have to have somebody you can trust when you're going through a situation like that. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Let me jump in real quick, Dre. Let me ask you this. Is there anyone out there you're able to get your parents' attention? Raise your hand. If you're able to get your parents' attention, raise your hand. So I'm interested. What do you do to get your parents' attention?
Act out. Oh, hold on.
I don't do my chores.
Mike's coming to you. Yanni, over here in the peak. Right here, Ronnie.
Hold on, okay. You said get their attention?
What do you do to get their attention?
Dad.
So
Dad.
repetitive.
Pops.
Okay, so repetition.
Yeah.
Anybody else do repetition? Okay.
Yeah, I
in
do.
the pink. Yes. What do you do to get your? Oh, because she here. That's why you can't say nothing. Okay, we need her to leave. Okay, she left. She left. She left the room.
Oh my gosh.
What do you do?
She come back. You come back, Mom. Come back. Anyway, just call her name, or just tell her like if you meant like figurative, get her attention. Like
How do you get your parents' attention?
Mom.
Hey. Okay.
Okay.
One more. Who else?
Can I?
Yes.
I cry.
You cry.
Yes.
Okay. All right. The reason why I asked that is because I love the question. A lot of times parents' plates are full and they don't take into consideration of the load or the stuff that you carry, whether it's your schoolwork or sports. But for those of you who are able to talk to your parents, figure out a way that you can get their attention. And here's what you do, whether it's repetition, crying, or just mom, you need to somehow, some way, in a healthy context, tell them, whoever bringing you up, I have something very important I need to share. You need to get their attention. Now, a lot of us at this age level think, oh, I'm not even wasting my time. Radcliffe, no, all she's gonna do is dog me out. Do it anyway. See, you have to start a routine in order for it to happen. If you never start anything, then you would never get into motion. So I would just suggest you guys, whatever you use to get your mom attention and it's a healthy environment, let them know you have something important to say.
All right, to answer your question about what did I say or what did I do to talk to my mom, because my father wasn't in my life when I was younger, is my mom kept a very open relationship with me. So she wasn't exactly what you would call saved at the time. So she used a lot of profanity, and she would come straight out to me and ask me about sex. She would ask me about different things, and I felt very open to my mother to talk to her about those things. So drugs, sex, rock and roll, any of that kind of stuff like that, I was openly could talk to my mom very much so. So I tried to make that same platform for my children. So I asked them directly, Ask my sons, are you guys having sex yet? Have you ever, done anything like that, or have you taken any drugs or whatever? And from my understanding, I'm not going to put their business out there, they have been honest with me and talked to me about these things because I want to give them a safe place to be able to come and talk to. So I don't want them to feel like, I can't tell my dad because he's going to just go off the rails. I want to make sure that I can create a safe place for them to be able to talk. Now, there is situations and times where I am right, and that's it. I said what I said.
That's the dad. That's the dad. One question, Elder Coleman. So, does repetition work? I'm just curious.
Absolutely. I mean, you call my name over and over and over again, I'm like, what, boy? what do you want? But usually if they come to me and I know that they're serious, because it's about demeanor, it's what vantage point you come from. If they come to me and they need to talk about something, absolutely, I'm open ears, because I don't want my sons going to the streets or to someone else to get advice. I want to, if it is, even if I give them wrong advice, at least I know it came from me. So then if we made that mistake together, and we're going to move forward.
That's good, Elder. That's good.
Hold up, you got a hand right here.
But you say you're always right in some situations.
Wait, time out. Now, we got rules. If your parent's here, you can have a question, but you got to direct it to anyone but your parent.
Say what you said.
Elder, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
Let's do it. Please do it.
Like
Please
when me and my brother, we talking and stuff like that, we talking to you, and you say, like, you're right about this, but we prove you wrong, and you keep saying you're right, though. Like, me and Aiden.
Yeah, but I want to know, when did you ever prove me wrong?
Aiden. I tried to warn you. We want to make this for everyone. So we move the mic. We're going to make this for everyone.
Hear you, Elder.
I said, I want to know, when have you ever proved me wrong?
So I want to hit that, because one of the questions that the teens asked, why can parents never admit when they're wrong? So we kind of seen it. He said, you've been wrong before. You said, I ain't never been wrong. So the teens want to know, why can't y'all admit sometimes when you be wrong?
I didn't say I was never wrong. I said, when have he proved me wrong? No, so wait a minute. Let's even get away from that. So what I'm saying is that when it comes to that, regardless of proving wrong or not, I give them an open platform, and they're both here to let you know that they're able to express themselves to me. Am I correct on that, Antonio?
He said yes.
Yeah.
But I do want to answer that. What do you do when you know in your bones, like, I'm right in this, but my parents are not giving up at all, even when they probably know that, you seem now that you know you're wrong, but you're not gonna come back to me and tell me you was right or anything. We're just gonna skirt past that. What do you do with that? Do you just ignore it? Like, okay, whatever. That's my parent. I just gotta listen. What do you do with that, Elder?
I want to answer. I feel like if you know your parent not gonna acknowledge the fact that they did wrong, and it's like an ongoing thing, I feel like you should just try to express it to them, and if they don't understand it, just give it to God and stop thinking about it if it's just not gonna happen.
She said, give it to God. Hold up, Yanni got one real quick.
Me personally, I'm not gonna make her, but I'm gonna keep saying something until she threatens to hit me. So that's how I do this.
Yeah, you got a black mama for sure. So my elders, real quick, I want y'all to holler at us. What should they do if they're coming to their parents and they like, nah, I'm not giving up, and I know I'm right in this.
Like I said, show me, prove it to me, give me some documentation, show me or whatever it is that may be that you feel that you're so right in. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I admitted that I'm wrong before, but when I say that I'm right about something, usually I come with documentation, proof, things like that, and then I always come from the perspective of wisdom. Now, right now, I have a tribe that I'm actually the head of a tribe, and we're reading the book of Proverbs, a proverb a day, because I'm trying to teach them understanding what is wisdom, what is understanding, and what is knowledge, so they can understand what that means and what the perspective that your parent is usually coming from. Because a lot of times, even though you don't want to listen because you think that your generation is always right, is that sometimes they're coming from wisdom. Just sit back, listen sometimes, because that may be wisdom, because they're not telling you nothing because they don't love you. They love you. So they're coming from a perspective or a vantage point of love. So always look at that in that aspect, that your parents love you and that they coming from that perspective. They're not trying to harm you.
Okay, so I have a question. Oh yeah, that's a good
Hold
place.
Hold up real quick, Dre. I'm coming to you real quick. Have you ever been in a situation where you just knew you thought you was right, but then you listened to your parent and then you said, okay, this actually worked out for me in this situation? Have you ever been in? If no, then tell us no. But Dre, have you ever been in a situation like that?
Can you repeat the question again?
Have you ever been in a situation where you thought you were right, you was like, I want to do it my own way, but I'm going to listen to what my parent is telling me to do? Has that ever worked out for you or not? Or yeah.
No. Let me say it like this. What would you tell these group of kids? Because there has been a place, I'm sure, in your life. I know I've been wrong. I know that I missed it. I know I could have said it better. I know that I probably jumped a gun. What would you tell these individuals, your peers? How do they conduct themselves when they know they're right? What do you tell, how would you encourage your peers? Because I'm sure they've been there before. Somebody is sitting here saying, my mom don't listen to me. My mom don't get it. My dad don't get it. How can you encourage them? What did you do? And what would you say to them?
Okay, so, well, when I was younger, I would I'm not going to go when I was younger, but so as a teen or like a kid, when I didn't understand where my mom was coming from, I would just trust that she has the best plan for me and that God has the best plan for me and that God put her in my life for a reason because I didn't actually be here, but he set it up like that. So I just have to trust her. Well, my mom is right here, so I don't know if y'all know that, but I have to trust her, and then I also have to trust God and have faith that it's going to work out for the better.
God actually like when you listen to your parents. It said in the Bible.
You know, I could back you up. And for those of you who have their Bibles somewhere, Ephesians 6 verses 1 and 2. It starts off this way. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for it is right. Now check this out. Oh, somebody got the hand up already. Honor your father and mother. This is the first commandment with a promise that it may go well with you and that you may live in a long land. When you think about the promises of God from this point of view, the first 4 of the 10 commandments about you and God, the remaining 6 are about you and others. It talks about honoring your parents. It gives you a promise that it will go well with you. And as we look around here at all these different faces here, and everybody's parental style is different, right? I do a lot of listening, and I've told my son, and I got 3 kids, probably told all of them that I'm sorry, I messed up, I was wrong, I'm this, I'm that. But as Dre was alluding to, God has surrounded you, even if they're not your biological. It could be grandmama in them. And I know a lot of you are in some situations where it's not healthy. But for those of you who are in a healthy place, God arranged that. Which one of you here were able to pick your mom and your dad? But before you were born, which one of y'all picked first? Let me see. Oh, you did?
You picked your parent?
Which one of y'all here picked?
Nobody.
Don't worry about it. Nobody is able to pick their parents. Nobody is. So stop tripping on the question. But God, in his sovereign plan, saw fit for young children like you to place you in a place where you can have seeds of hope in you. That's why you're here tonight on this parenting panel, to have seeds of hope planted inside of you so they can produce fruit for the kingdom of God.
And right there, when you say honor your mother and your father, so it's not just talking about honor your mother and your father when they're doing right to you or when they're treating you right or when they're loving you. Even if you're going through something with them, you still have to have that honor and respect for your parents. And then it goes to the next question. What should I, as in teens, do if they can't handle their environment or if the environment is toxic and the parents are creating an environment?
Good question.
He's good. He's good. He's good.
Which question? Okay. What do I do if my parent is the one creating a toxic environment? Okay.
The question on the floor is, what do you do if your parent is the one creating that toxic environment? How do you handle that? What are you supposed to do?
So
They're not saved, just like you said, Elder Coleman. You're like, my parents weren't in church. Some people in here, their parents are not in church. So how do I handle that as a Christian coming to the outsiders?
So when I was a teen and I was in that situation where my mother did not go to church and it was a toxic environment. It was a toxic environment. So I loved to go to school. I found something to do, listen to music. I did not go to church at that time because my mother, we wasn't in church. So I found positive things to do. I had to be careful of the negative environments as well. So that's what I encourage y'all to do. Now that y'all are outsiders though, y'all can come here because this is a positive environment. Y'all can set up friendship circles that's positive. You can come to one of the elders or a leader here that's positive, and then you pray and ask God how to take the positive environment back to your negative environment.
Yeah, that's a good place to start.
Let me quickly say, I see your hands up out there, and I want to take it to something further called trauma, right? And we all experience it on some type of different levels. We experience to the point where we normalize it. So some toxic environments, which there's trauma involved, you need a team around you of healthy people. You just can't bust a move or make a decision this rash. Because if you're guarding your parent is toxic and you do something and they flip off, guess what's gonna happen? You're in harm's way. So if your environment is at a place where it's trauma, where the events that unfold before you are at such an unhealthy level that you can't sleep, you can't eat, physically stuff going on, you got to find a supportive system to help you out of that situation. Because if you just hit the switch, that person is going to react, and usually in a negative way. I meet with many couples going through DV or domestic violence. And when the person, man or woman, is putting their hands on them, I tell them, well, just don't leave right away. You got to have a plan. Because that person who's hurting you is going to hurt you more when they find out, okay, they're about to bounce. So anyone who's in a toxic, traumatic environment and your health is at stake, surround yourself with some professionals to come up with a plan about how you're going to get out of that situation.
And let me speak to that too, because somebody, if statistics be true, somebody's in here dealing with some trauma.
Yes.
Your team, if you don't trust even the leaders here, you can always talk to myself, Radcliffe. I mean, I know it's hard to say I'm in a place where I'm being abused or somebody is touching me or somebody is hurting me, or it's hard to like really come to that place, right? But you are in a safe space. You don't have to tell your girlfriends unless they're going to help you. And even be careful if you don't deal with your trauma, because you will turn around and now you are now giving trauma to your kids, to your spouse, even to your siblings. So if you need a safe space, come to myself or to Pastor, to Elder TC. You have a community here that's not going to like put you on blast, but we want to make sure that you're healthy and whole and that you're safe.
Amen. Amen.
Just to kind of piggyback off of that, definitely I believe that we have created an environment here, and I try to create an environment everywhere that I go, a safe place for any teenagers. I've been coaching teenagers for over 30 years. And I always try to create a safe place, because just like my business is a Christian-owned business, and then I call myself a Christian-owned coach, because when I coach from that perspective of Christianity and make sure that I create a safe place for everyone, no matter if you're Christian or not, a safe place for you to be able to come so I can get you to safety, because I know somebody that's higher and stronger than myself. So if you are struggling with some of those things, there are people here that can absolutely help you in that situation.
Okay, but I want to say something. So even if the kid has no trauma, nothing's they're fine, why do as parents seem like they put their trauma on their kid?
I'm gonna put this plain and simple as possible. Hurt people hurt people. And so And so in those situations, yes, the parents may need help in that situation, that they need to get, I guess, help with their trauma that they had in the past so they can stop putting that on their children.
And I would say that I remember when I heard Pastor say, give your parents grace, because they knew they did the best they can where they was at. So that helped me to look at my mother different, and then start praying and asking God to show me, what is my mother going through? So then when I started going through life, God would let me know, that's what your mother went through at this very exact age. And so I had to seek to understand my mother, where she was at. And then I had to learn how to get through my own trauma and anger, because what I want to tell y'all, do not hold anything in. Don't cover up your emotions. Don't cover up what you're going through, because if you cover it up, it's going to grow with you. But then it's going to come a time where you're going to explode some kind of way. And it may come out on your children when you have them. So at your age right now, seek help, talk it out, go through the process, do the work. Don't walk around coming to church acting like everything is okay when you know something is going on in your heart, because it's going to grow, and it may grow bigger than you.
Okay, like I got another question, guys. So like on that topic of like trauma and like giving your parents grace, why do parents always think that their children are going to do the same things that they did when we were their age? That doesn't make any sense. We're two different people.
I don't think parents think that their children are going to do the same thing, but I feel like that they might be afraid that their kids might do the same thing and end up in the same spot that they was in, because they went through life already. So they don't want you to go through the same thing. So it's not like they just have this mindset, yeah, she's going to do this, she's going to do that. They just don't want you to do a certain thing.
Okay, but like we as their kids, we're supposed to be breaking generational curses.
Amen.
So this is what happens sometimes. When your parents see themselves in you, you may be doing something that they was doing at your age, and it's triggering something that they did. So they coming to you saying, this is what I did, you're doing this, you're going in the same direction that I was going into. Sometimes kids are in denial. They don't want to listen to that until it happens.
But you know, sometimes it's good to let your child learn from their own mistakes. Like,
I mean, wait, hold on. Nah.
I don't agree with
It's not more
that.
so of pushing it. It's like, it gets irritating when you like, oh, you're going to do that, you're going to do that, you're going to do that. Just keep agonizing it and pushing it instead of, let's talk about it. This happened to
So
me.
why would you?
Avoid that from happening.
I got something to say.
They want to avoid that situation from happening. That's why they do the things you do. Like us as kids, we see it as like small little things. And I used to get mad at it, but now I understand. Because as soon as I thought like, my mom told me not to do this, and I do it. Next thing you know it, exactly what she said was going to happen, happens. So now I'm in a situation, I'm sad, I'm feeling some type of way, but my mama just said don't do it. So now that's why I take the advice she gives, because I know she knows better. She lived through all this. She was a kid once. So.
And
right.
why, and
Wait, let me say this, and this is also scripture. There is nothing new under the sun. So everything that you guys been through, we have been through. I know y'all don't believe that, but we have. We have been through so many things that you guys are going through, and when we see you going through that thing, when we see it, and we say, I know exactly what's going to happen if they do this or if they do that. So we try to give you advice to lead you in the correct direction. Always look at the love that your parent has for you. They love you. That's why they're trying to give you this advice or steer you in a certain direction. It is not done out of malice. It's done out of love. Always understand that.
And also, like, as teens, maturity is like realizing, why would I want to go through something if my parents can help me prevent this situation? So it's like, it's almost as if you're saying you want to go through heartache and pain even though you have a way out.
We got one over there. Go ahead.
I went through like a bad breakup, and
Like, I wanted to talk to my mom, but I don't really, like, know how to talk about my feelings, so I didn't really talk to her about it, but, like, I was always crying to her. She always wanted me to talk. And I just was thinking in my head, like, just hold me. Like, that's all I want. And she wouldn't understand that. She just wanted to know what was wrong, what happened. And sometimes, like, usually I do come to her, like, later in the day and tell her, like, what happened. But she wanted right then and right now, and I don't feel like that's fair.
Yeah, and I'm going to jump in real quick. And thank you, Ryan, for sharing your thoughts, too. Again, when you think about relationships, and this kind of brings us back to the first question, Elder, how do we get our parents' attention? How do you get their attention? Because you're just not getting their attention just so they can see what you're doing or correct the behavior. You're getting their attention because you want to tell them something. So here's the place where we need to grow to, and I appreciate your comment. We need to understand how to communicate. It's okay for you to tell your mom, you know, Mama, I can't talk about that right now, but can you please just hold me? It's okay, Ryan. Yes, Miss Ryan. When you're going back and forth with your mom and it's respectful, when it gets disrespectful, that's when there's a problem. There should be a rhythm and a balance between your conversation with your mom. Your mom is not your what? Girl. Your dad is not your dude. They're your parent. At the end of the day, they're your parent. So when you're communicating, yes, we got our dad hats on, our mama's hat on, and we're concerned. But when you have a rhythm of communication, Sister JL, you could just say something and your parents can pick it up. God has given our guardian parents wisdom where your body language, by the way, which speaks way more than your words, tells the story better than your words. So I would challenge everyone here to begin to communicate. It starts with what? Your words. And don't text them. Open your mouth and start a conversation and tell your mom. If your mom, whose mom can talk a lot? Where you at? Where you at?
Okay. Don't even stop.
Them hands fluent, boy.
She's right here.
Okay.
Listen.
So whose dad can talk a lot? Okay, no love for the dads, Coleman, no love for the dads. All right, what about mama and them? They talk a lot. Mom, whoever raising you, they talk a lot. Right. Here's what I want you to try with your parents. I'm going to give you this for free. When you're talking to your parents, the next time you're talking to them, you say, you know what, whoever's raising you, we learned in church that we're supposed to honor our parents, and I want to honor you, and I want to start by communicating. So when we talk, would you mind listening to me first? Because whose parent butt in? Right. All right. So you set some parameters and you share. And then after you share, you do something quickly, Elder Coleman. You reflect. Reflect simply means this, and I'm almost done. Elder Beloved tells me something. I repeat back, not verbatim, but I share back what she just said. That's called reflective listening. So you talk to your parents, Kyla, and you tell your mom, say, Mom, please don't, Mama. I know, Mama, you're tripping right now. I just want to share this one thing with you, and I promise you, especially if it's a healthy Christian environment, you will grab the attention of your mom, and you'll have a good communication. But you have to start by opening your mouth. Because how many of y'all jump in the car and y'all jump on this first? When y'all jump in the car, y'all on this. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Put this down for 5 seconds and have a conversation.
Elder, I'm coming here real quick because I got a question that's been waiting. Here we go.
I will say when it came to how parents would give advice, my dad always said when I did something wrong that he did in the past, he would say that don't go down that road or it'll have a bad reflection when it comes towards you.
I love it. So Tyree, I'm gonna let you, did you have your question still? And then we're gonna rock after that because we gotta roll. Go ahead, Tyree.
My question is, why is it so hard to let your child grow up? To define grow up is like, let them explore the world by themselves. Don't guide them, guide them, but let them grow up.
I'm going to tell you how it is done naturally in nature. A bird don't allow another bird to fly away until it's able to fly. A cheetah does not allow its baby to hunt until it's ready to hunt. And that's called wisdom and discernment. When my sons are ready to hunt, when they're ready to fly, I will let them go. But until then, I have to protect them. I have to continue to teach them and train them how to hunt and fly.
And do you agree that that's a parent's job to discern that, and not a teen's job to come to the parent and be like, I'm ready to leave? But that's a parent job, right?
Correct.
Okay.
All right, y'all. I got one more question, y'all.
Also, if you was a young teen parent like me, you don't want your child to grow up too fast because you know what's already out there. So you want to teach them some things before they grow up and rush out there in the world, before it's too soon, before it's too late. Right.
Real quick, Ryan, I'm gonna let it go. But the one word I want to use, and I use with my kids, is somebody say autonomy.
Autonomy.
Come on, let's say it together. Say autonomy.
Autonomy.
Autonomy means that as parents, we give you room to be you. We give you room to make your own decisions. Now, again, I'm only reflective by my own parenting style, but how many got mothers out there and you think your mother is controlling? Okay, all right, I just was wondering who was in the room. So, autonomy speaks to allowing my kid to explore and to do stuff with these boundaries around them. Understanding that I'm only gonna let them go so far, but the best lessons are learned. Elder Coleman told you he's a coach. The things about coaches, what they can teach is heart. That comes from the inside. A kid that has heart, that's generated from the inside. But a good coach will put you out there and let you do what you do. He gives you the autonomy or the freedom to be a young outsider. And that freedom helps you mature and grow. But from time to time, Sister Marla, we come in and we grab you and say, you've gone too far. But having freedom at your ages to explore and grow with proper boundaries help you get to a level of maturity.
All right, I wanted to say something real quick. For those that's in a toxic environment, toxic household, I just want to say, make sure that y'all be the light that y'all parents never had. Like Elder Coleman said, hurt people hurt people. They're putting their trauma upon y'all, so if they're cussing y'all out, yelling at y'all, calling y'all out names, don't react the same way y'all used to react by cussing back at them or arguing with them. Just say that you love them, hug them, show them grace and understanding, and ask God to change their heart and change their minds and allow them to have a better understanding of the trauma that they're putting on y'all.
Thank you, everybody.
Yep.
Edwin.
The last question is, what should I do if my parent is ignoring my mental health?
I would say definitely, as Lady Vernon said, reach out to someone that you trust. And I think that we have created somewhere in here that you have somebody that you can may trust, to reach out to someone that you can trust so that you can get the help that you need.
I want to ask this before we leave, because there's a lot of people in here that they're taking all the tools and stuff that we're giving them, but some of them are in environments where literally it's like my parents aren't saved. They're cussing me out every day. So that's a very tough environment to go in when they're telling me, you ain't gonna be nothing, you're not gonna do this. When they literally like, I don't care if you come back or not. I heard it from multiple teens in this room. What do I do? And Elder Radcliffe, I want you to give us at least 2 practical tools as well. When I'm in this environment and all I'm receiving is negative, what can I start today? Because I'm going home. This is a great environment. Y'all have created this, but I know what I'm going home to. What can I do?
I appreciate it, Elder TC. And for those of you who are going home to that environment, of course, as leaders, we empathize with you, but you need to be aware of boundaries, right? Even at your age level, there are boundaries. Our parents and guardians are called to be our parents and guardians, not called to hurt you, not called to abuse you. So in those situations, you need to surround yourself with professionals that you can talk to. But there's a number for mental health when you're going through, when mama's asleep and someone is going to the kitchen to cut themselves. When mama's asleep and someone's going to the cabinet to swallow every pill that's in the cabinet. When mama's asleep, some young man knows that mama has a gun in her house and he's going to look for that gun because he's tired of going through the stuff that he's going through. This stuff is real, y'all. But just like we call 911 when we need the police, you can call 988 when you need that mental health care, right? 988. You could take that phone, go into the corner of your house or wherever you got to go outside and say, listen, I'm going through, I'm in a bad environment, I'm thinking about hurting myself. And they will bring people to help you right on the spot. But there's no cookie cutter, Band-Aid answer I can give for that person who's going into that environment, except make sure you're talking to other supportive people. You just heard Lady Verna's voice, and she's here, right? You see all the other leaders are here. You're not telling on nobody. You're getting the help that you need so you can get help from the person that's doing something to you that they should not be doing. We as Christian leaders draw the line when parents cross the line and they hurt you. We don't tolerate that, and it's not fair for you. Amen?
Amen.
I want to say one more thing, and I think I speak for all the elders here and leaders here, that I may not know your name, but I love you. I love you. So if you feel, even tonight, that is something going wrong, it would hold with the utmost discretion. No one would know about it but you and the person that you talk to. If something is going on at home that you are not comfortable with and you need someone to talk to, please come to one of us. We want to help you. We love you.
I want Allison to sing this song real quick, just a vamp of this song, because you may feel like I can't go to my parents, I'm going into a toxic environment, but the thing about it is there is somebody you can go to. Yes, you can always come to your leaders. You can always come to us. Trust me, I'm a professional secret keeper. Literally, whatever you tell me, I'm only taking to God unless it's something like I'm about to hurt myself. But God is the one that's always near you. When no one sees what you're going through, when you don't tell us, when nobody knows, but you know there's that one thing, man, it hurts that my dad never came to see me. And he lived right down the street, a couple miles. It hurts that my mom is speaking to me in a negative way every day, or I can't come to you, and I'm dealing with all this stress and this pain in my life, and I don't know how to deal with it. Every day I deal with this, every day. And God said, I see you. I did not put you in something by yourself that you would have to stay in, but you're in something that I'm right in the middle of it with you. And there's nothing, no darkness that I can't come in. There's no mountain that's too high that I won't climb to come get you. There's nothing. And when your parents and your loved ones will forsake you, God said, I will never leave you or forsake you. Listen to this song.
No shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me.
Listen, I want everybody standing up. And if you're like, listen, I just need a hug, I just want to connect with somebody, I want you to connect. You got these strong, godly men, strong women. If you say, I've never even had a hug from a man, and somebody that loved me to put their arms around me, you can come get that godly love now. If you're a young lady that says, hey, I just want to connect, you come get that now.
Lie you won't tear down, coming after me.
I don't think that you guys really heard what he said. Ratcliffe and Coleman, stand right here. Ratcliffe and Coleman, stand right here. If you are in this room just like the young lady said, and I just wanted a hug. These men are right here, right now, today. If your father don't live with you, and it's like, I just want a hug. I just want somebody to tell me something, just one thing positive in my ear. Right now, we stand right, no judgment. The old saying is, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens in here stays in here. Right now, you got Coleman and Radcliffe. They're not gonna violate you. They just gonna hug you. Because sometimes I just need somebody to just give me a whisper in my ear and say that I love you. We standing right here, right now. I know somebody here. I dare you to be courageous. Come down here right now and get your hug.
There's no
There you go.
shadow.
There you go.
Mountain you won't climb.
There you go.
Come after me.
Hug him and let him go. Hug him and let him go.
There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. Oh, there's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me.
Now, somebody in this room is saying, I want to connect with this God y'all keep talking about. Some of y'all in this room saying, I need prayer because the stuff that's going on in my life, I need somebody to pray over that right now. Listen, my intercessors, I got some of my deacons are going to be over there. Some of my elders are going to be there. You see them here that are here too. If you're saying you need prayer, my intercessor, Sister Javon, can you come up, Sister Cookie, and my twins on the end. If you're saying, I need to understand who God is, I want to come in relationship with this Jesus, or I want to go deeper in my relationship and I just want somebody to pray over me and teach me, how can I really connect and have this peace you're talking about? This God that will be with me right in the middle when I'm feeling this pain and anguish. Teach me about him and pray over me that the stuff that I'm dealing with won't overtake me. When I'm going through the storm, this God that said he will be with me, that he will be with me and cover me. When the fire will come, that it won't burn me. So the stuff that's in my life, in my hood, the stuff when I go back home, it won't be able to touch me and affect me because God is with me. Come now if you want prayer. If you want a hug, come now.
Oh, there's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. Oh,
minute. Come on, brothers, if y'all need a hug. About one more minute. Come on, brothers, if you need a hug. I dare you to just slap the devil in his face and tell him, I need this tonight. It's gonna help build my faith, get me closer to God. If you need a hug, if you need some love tonight, we right here.
Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99, and I could earn, and I don't deserve. Still you yours. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love
Listen.
of God.
We aren't going to shift this environment, but the people who say, I got what I need, I thank y'all for creating this. We want you to quietly just start to gather your things and you can go next door. I'm gonna let us go to 9 o'clock tonight. We usually say 8:45 is pickup, but we're gonna go to 9. But still tell your parents, 8:45, start coming, but 9. But listen, I want you to go out quietly. Do not talk, keep my lights down. We're gonna keep this environment. Go out quietly if you're done. But we're gonna keep this worship environment. Those that say, no, I'm gonna stay here and worship, I'm gonna grab my food on the way out. And sometimes it's not about games, sometimes it's about being in that environment with God. So if you're going out, go out. But if you wanna stay with God, stay here.